Hey guys, and welcome back. So something I get asked all of the time in Q&As and things, but the answer is too long for those short, snappy videos, is about writer's block. Do I have it? What do I do if I have it? And what can you do if you do get it? For me, writer's block had never really been a thing. I thought I'd had it before, but I didn't get it until last year. And for me, that's pretty simple because I had no access to my emotions, something I talked about in a previous video. I had no feelings, so therefore I couldn't write. And it wasn't just songs, it was poems, it was stories. I couldn't write at all because I am the type of writer that I like to selfishly write about my life, write about the people in my life, and write about my feelings towards things going on in my life. So when I had no feelings, I had no material. Simple as. But I know that's not the case for everyone. Some people are just really good at just writing in general. But that doesn't stop anyone from getting writer's block, apparently. When it got to October to January of last year, I was just like, oh, it's okay. It's going to be okay. It's happened to such and such. And for me, it will pass as well. And also, because of the knowledge that I have of my writing style, I knew that as soon as I, got better at working on me and getting my feelings back and doing all that therapy and stuff to get them back, I would be able to write. And slowly but surely, the more my feelings came back, the more I was able to write again, which is amazing. But I've always had a fear of writer's block. It's definitely been a real thing for me. There were times where I thought I had it, and then I would get a project come in and there would be a deadline. And it was like, you need to have this song done in by tonight was one of the cases. I think it was Christmas Kiss was like, you have to have this song done by tonight. And I was like, oh my God. Which then just led to me buying fish and chips and having the song written in a half an hour. So I think, and that's not the only time that's ever happened, but basically for me, if somebody does put the boot in and there is a bit of pressure, I have been able to get out of what I thought was writer's block, but it wasn't. So, could be laziness. Definitely in my case. But it's a very hard one if it is true writer's block like I had last year. But yeah, my fear of writer's block is definitely something that saved me from it. Because I keep these lyric books that are, they're lovely to look at, and I think that's why I picked them. So I picked something that was aesthetically pleasing so that I would enjoy writing in them and enjoy buying more of them because they are beautiful. So I have to fill up a book before I buy a new book. So I would write loads of poems in there. I'd write short stories. I would journal. I would do all of these things so that I would have song material because, as someone who does a lot of writing sessions, my biggest fear, because I have anxiety, is turning up to a writing session and being like, oh my God, what if I turn up and I have no ideas? I have nothing to bring to the table. They're going to think that I'm not a writer. I'm not a good writer, and they're never going to work with me again. And they're going to tell everyone I'm terrible. Great. But it did work because it meant that every single time I'd turn up, I'd bring my favorite books that I knew contained my best work. And I would, go into the session so that, there had been times where I would turn up and I hadn't felt maybe as in tune with my creativity as I possibly could have been. So instead of freaking out, I would just go find a poem, and it was like almost like taking your homework to a writing session. So that was always very nice and reassuring to have. Something else that really helps me to no end is the notes on a phone, because I think that's every writer's best friend is their little phone notes. And also the dictaphone, it's amazing. The 21st century is great. You don't have to carry around a tape recorder with you. How amazing. But with those two things in mind, if you're like me and phones, get stolen, get misplaced, whatever, make sure that you back that up. This is a note to myself more so because who knows when somebody else is going to steal my phone. But the dictaphone is phenomenal. Absolutely amazing because on my first album, I had some songs that came from little dictaphone notes, and they weren't anything magnificent. There probably wasn't even lyrics in them. They were just little hums or little vocal hooks that I thought were cool. It's going on. It's going on my phone. I don't care. And that has been super duper useful. So basically for me, the thing that has saved me has been my word vomit that I just carry around with me in books and on my phone. That has been my little lifesaver when it comes to writer's block. So, moral of the story to the lovely human beings that wanted advice on this topic is basically calm down. Don't panic. And I know that is easier said than done, but if the greats of this world suffer from writer's block, then it's sure as hell okay for me or you to have it as well. And also, thank you so much for asking me this question. I feel super privileged, as if, you know, you consider me a writer. So that's very nice. Thank you. So on that note, thank you so much for watching. And I hope that you are having a happy day and that the world is treating you the way you deserve. All right. Bye. I just hit myself in the face.